What's better than a blackjack? This gun in my hand.
At the rear of an abandoned grade school building, a young woman follows stairs down to a basement door.
That's so close. Can you try again? Miss Olson, thank you so much for coming. I realize the boiler room of an abandoned grade school is hardly the setting for a proper job interview, but here we are.
No problem at all. You're Mr. Offguard? I'm Vickie.
Please excuse the mess, Vickie. I tried to tidy up the scraps of paper around the floor, but one never has enough time for housekeeping when moving from one base of criminal operations to another. And please, Mr. Offguard sounds absurd. You can call me Edmund. Will you have a seat?
Don't mind if I do.
If you ever frequent the Parabellum Parlor Arcade, I believe these scraps of paper can be redeemed for various concessions or prizes. If you're comfortable, I suggest we jump right into the interview. Can you tell me about your work history?
I brought a copy of my resume if you'd like.
Oh, no, it's better if we just talk it over. We don't want to leave a paper trail.
Ah, okay. Well, after high school, I had an unpaid internship at the administrative offices of the International Brotherhood of Electrical Villains. Kind of a boys' club there. I didn't see much room for advancement. Plus, it was unpaid. Then I was a server at the Olive Garden on Verve Street for 11 months.
Any experience in burglary, theft, B&E, security systems?
No, the rest is food service and a few months at Hot Topic.
That's all right. Clearly you have experience dealing with tough customers. Criminal record?
No, I'm sorry. I don't have any experience in that area either.
That's fine. That means there's no reason for the pigs to be on your scent. Are you familiar with my operations?
Sure, I read a little about you. They call you the off-guard because you either break in places when guards are switching shifts, or in one case you were hired as a guard.
Not just that, but I have a knack for making people ill at ease. I catch them off guard, and it gives me an advantage. That's my way in.
I can see how that could happen.
My nom de guerre used to be blackjack because I knocked out a guard with one once, and the press ran with it.
Just like that episode of The Office where Andy gives Jim the nickname Tuna because he saw him eating a tuna fish sandwich for lunch, and he wouldn't stop calling him Tuna even though Jim rarely ate it except that one time.
Quite. But then I got better at entering and exiting unseen and didn't use a sap for a long time, so this other name crept up on me, the Offguard.
Very unique, not one of those generic names like the Destroyer.
Do you mean the Destroyer from the novels or the comics?
Any of them. See, nobody can tell them apart.
Now, I'm afraid I can't offer many of the usual benefits. This is kind of a mom-and-pop operation, without a mom, in fact. However, if I get killed or arrested, you'd be able to recover all of my leftover equipment or valuables I've stolen.
That's okay. It's refreshing not to work for a faceless corporation. No employee handbook to read with all those policies to remember.
Certainly, and since this is a wholly illegal operation, we don't bother with meddlesome government restrictions like labor laws, workplace safety, child labor protections, hostile work environments, so-called sexual harassment. But with great risks come great rewards. In the past, I paid assistants a flat 15% of the take from our robberies.
That sounds generous.
They were generally satisfied, but there are lean times in this business when we have to lie low. 15% of nothing per month is nothing, so when there was some churn over that, we switched to paying a nominal base salary plus 5% of the take. And we can renegotiate after 1 year if you'd like.
Can I ask what happened to your previous assistants?
Best not to discuss their fates, I'm afraid. I really can't be responsible when they're nicked by coppers or fall off a building into an alley trying to get away. We work in tandem to complete every job, but when the chips are down, it's every man and man thing for himself. Or herself. Sorry, old habit. I haven't had any young women assistants before.
That's fine. I didn't figure you were big on pronouns.
I minored in Romantic and Victorian literature at Muskingum College. I'm quite aware of pronouns used in modern English. Although further back than that, I can't keep all the rules straight about thee and thy and thou.
Thou shalt drop thy weapons, off guard.
Falk Siljan?
Will our heroes be able to fend off the gun-toting vigilante Falk Siljan? I mean, not heroes exactly, but protagonists. Anti-heroes? I don't know. We're going commercial, and then you can find out what happens. Here's the actual text of an ad from the September 1953 comic book, Weird Terror No. 7.
Boys, girls, men, women, the world is on fire. Serve the Lord and you can have these prizes.
We will send you the wonderful prizes pictured on this page or dozens of others, such as rifles, jewelry, basketballs, silverware, home appliances, watches, all without 1 penny of cost. Crime, sin, graft, wars are the greatest they have ever been. Our leaders say a reawakening of Christianity is needed to save us. You can do your share by spreading the gospel into every home in your community. Really show friends and neighbors inspiring, beautiful religious wall motto plaques. Many buy 6 or more to hang in every room. An amazing value, only 35 cents. Sell on site. Secure big cash commissions or exciting prizes for selling just 1 set of 24 mottos. Big prize catalog set free. Serve the Lord and earn prizes you want. Roy Rogers wristwatch, Hopalong Cassidy camera, Red Ryder carbine, Joe DiMaggio baseball set, Arthur Godfrey ukulele, Gabby Hayes fishing kit, aluminum pressure cooker, 3-strand necklace. I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Zildjian. If I knew you were coming, I certainly would have cleaned up the rubbish and moved those printing presses out of the way. I only brought the 2 chairs, and I can't ask the young lady to... Here, take my seat, Mr. Zildjian. I'll stand.
I'm not sitting down. I'm tying you up till the police get here.
Of course. I'm sorry. Let me see if I have some twine. There were a few bundles of these coupons that were tied up. Where are my manners? This young lady was interviewing for a position as my assistant. May I ask why you used that archaic language when you burst into the boiler room?
What archaic language?
You said, "Thou shalt drop thy weapons, Offguard."
Oh, I was just riffing off the sentence you said before that. Something about thee and thy and thou. Before I heard that, my entrance line was going to be, "I've caught you, Offguard." Anyway, I thought thee and thou were part of your whole deal. Isn't Offguard some kind of medieval title, a squire or something?
No, it's my little joke. After I steal items from a museum or penthouse suite, I like to say I caught them off guard.
Oh.
It's silly, I know. I'd prefer to slip in and out without anyone knowing I was there. Ideally, they wouldn't even have a nickname for me, but you know how the newspapers can be.
Sure.
That slug Lemmy Jolson. Anyhow, I'm sorry about the mess. I just wasn't expecting anyone. Let me sweep up the broken glass.
That's not your fault. Let me sweep it up. I broke that when I came in.
Oh, well, if you wouldn't mind.
No problem at all. What kind of guest would... Wait a minute, you're trying to catch me off guard. We're not a guest and host here. We're a good guy and a bad guy.
What? I'm not bad. I'm just frightfully embarrassed by the unpresentable condition of this place.
Say, Mr. Offguard, you weren't that apologetic to me coming into a job interview with the room in this condition.
True, dear, but criminals are used to operating in disorganized settings.
Now you're calling me a criminal?
Well, I haven't formally offered you the position yet. Will you be my assistant?
Yes.
Congratulations, you're a criminal. For your first assignment, I'd like you to kill or incapacitate Falk Zildjian, or at least keep him busy while I exit.
We haven't discussed my exact salary or anything. Is my costume provided, or do I have to sew it myself? Can I pick my own hero name?
Shh. We're not technically on the hero side of things, but let's put a pin in that and circle back to it in our next meeting.
Okay, you try to get away. I'll just, how do we do this?
Well, usually there's...
Oh, I know, it's... Whoa, hold on a sec. Wait.
What's wrong?
I'm sorry, Mr. Offguard. I'm doing as best I can, but I'm starting to get cramps really bad.
Like a Charlie horse? I've heard you're supposed to drink more water and that gets rid of them.
Here, have a seat. Can't you tell she's practically doubled over?
So what's that got to... Oh, no. Oh, I didn't realize. Is it your lady time?
Don't ask her about that. You're making a hostile work environment.
Well, as I told Miss, the young lady whose name I'm not obligated to share with you, we've already made the decision not to obey property laws, so why would we follow labor laws or workplace safety or any of that governmental overreach?
Is there anything I can get you? I don't really have a utility belt. Spoljar, you got some aspirin or something?
You can't give aspirin for that. For God's sake, you don't give a blood thinner to someone who's already bleeding. That's why they make special lady versions of pain relievers.
Guys, I don't need a pain reliever. Mr. Zildjian, there is one thing, though.
Sure.
Do you think you could... Take this!
Ow!
You don't mess with Team OG!
You caught him off guard. I'm so proud. I suppose you haven't been around me long enough for my techniques to have really rubbed off on you, but it's so nice that you would think to do that. I'm glad I didn't throw this thing out.
What is that you hit him with?
It's called a sap or a blackjack. A lead weight wrapped in leather with a loop for a handle.
I thought you were talking about some poker-related karate move.
Oh, it just came to me. Your nom de guerre could be en garde. Would you like that? Off guard and on guard, but you'd have the French spelling.
Yeah, like the fencing thing. That's cute. Hey, he called you Stoljar. What's that?
That's Croatian, Edmund Spoljar. I guess it doesn't hurt to tell you now.
You should really be careful hitting people on the head like that. In the movies, they make it look like everybody has a button on the top of their heads that turns them into ragdolls. But you can kill somebody like that or permanently injure them.
About that, we didn't cover that in the interview. Are you willing to kill if you have to?
I mean, I'd rather not, but I suppose a girl's got to make a living. Do you want me to kill him?
No, he already knows my name. I'll abandon this hideout and he won't know where to find me. What are you doing? I just said you don't need to kill him.
I'm putting this seat cushion under his head. You ever spend a night on a concrete floor? Sweet dreams, Falk Zildjian. I wonder what you dream about.
No!
This gun in my hand. Caught Off Guard, episode 22 of This Gun in My Hand, was written, performed, and edited by Rob Northup. Visit thisguninmyhand.blogspot.com for credits, show notes, information on how to subscribe, and to buy my books, such as Little Heist in the Big Woods and other revisionist atrocities. I'm sorry, were you startled by This Gun in My Hand?